All right. We are off to the rockiest of starts in a long time.
I think we had 3 separate tech issues on 3 separate computers.
It's gonna be a night, folks.
I got rum.
All right.
That's
drinking.
a plus. That's a
Get
plus.
drinking. You're gonna need it.
Last time I heard that. Anyway.
So.
I feel like I need to go break out the vodka to mix with this lemonade tonight now.
Who gave recap last week? I think it was
me.
Matt. All right. The rest of you, D20s.
I just lost all of my browser windows. Hold on.
I, from the rest of tonight, will be DMing from the floor.
Oh, fuck me.
Looks like you're gonna be giving the pop quiz.
But I got the one I was trying to maximize.
Hallelujah.
What the fuck? Hold on.
Boop. Boop, boop,
Well,
boop, boop, shaboop.
I hope I can get back into Battle Bards now.
Oh, for the love of God. Misery.
Loves company.
Loves my
Company.
Loves my company.
Yeah, that's where we are. I did too.
All right, Cirion and Fig, both of you roll another D20.
1.
Oh yes!
The 3!
Guys, I don't think we're meant to play tonight. I think this is our sign that we just end it here.
TPK! TPK! TPK!
No, you know what? This is just going to be a session of chaos and madness.
What better way to start my vacation?
Fig, for some sweet, sweet inspiration that you guys will probably use in 5
Still
minutes.
have it.
Because that's how... Oh, you still have it?
I believe
So do
so.
I do not have inspiration. I must have
I
used
just
it.
checked everyone's character sheets.
I still have inspiration.
I still have inspiration.
I do not. I used
I
mine.
didn't make any.
Yeah,
I didn't make any rolls that needed it last week.
I used
However,
mine.
I am. Oh, I was gonna say if you want, I can still give a recap and just hand it to someone else.
No, in that case, Cirion, you give it.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I have inspiration.
Are you lying?
No.
I mean, literally, the only thing I rolled for last week was hitting things. So.
I mean, if you guys don't want inspiration, I'll just stop giving it out.
I did not say that.
I mean, if
Yeah,
Cirion doesn't give a recap, I'll give a recap and get that inspiration.
Honestly, dude, give the recap. I am so mentally fried, I don't remember.
Okay.
Oh, it's...
So, we started, if I remember correctly, let me just open up my notes, because I did take notes, but we started with combat. There were humans meeting with orcs in the road, and shortly after combat started, one of the orcs tried to run away, and it was discovered, we realized...
Can you move your mic a little from your mouth, please?
Sorry.
That yawn was like ASMR.
Sorry. Is that better?
Yeah, you can.
I was here for it. Thank you.
We realized that the escaping orc was a messenger for Mordu. The humans stayed behind to try and buy time for the orc to escape, but our friend Locke is just too fast and cut the orc off while the rest of us pelted him with arrows till he died. Fig took the hits from everybody else, and then we eventually mopped up everybody else, with Fig tanking everything and the rest of us just using our bows and arrows. A letter was recovered from the body of the messenger that said, one of Harax is tracking the brood, and will be in correspondence with the Iron Umbar. There is an individual known as Nifa who seems to be causing trouble for our enemies. They might be able to join Mordu's cause, or at the very least continue to disrupt Gondor's efforts in places that it benefits them. Then the letter talks about the false shadow that must be brought to heal. And we took this as talking about the Witch King because we knew the Witch King and Mordu were kind of at odds. And then the letter talked about the other meddlers have gone to ground. And we worry that might be us. And it is they are suspect they are changing plans and moving against us. So we intercept this letter, so it's not going to where it is. We got the humans handed off this letter to the orcs, and the humans came up from the south. And then, as we were making our way to Osgiliath, we arrived to the gates leading to Pelanor Fields, where Malvhor unsuccessfully tried to bluff his way through the guard post. They got pulled aside by a sergeant of the guard, Sergeant Rawls, who really laid into us and grilled us. And as out of character, I was uncomfortable. In character, it was other way. In character, I was uncomfortable. Out of character, it was fantastic. And then, Malvhor was able to tell a convincing enough lie to be let go. But we were warned that we were going to be watched, and then we proceeded on our journey to Osgiliath. And we ended just outside the sewer entrance we used to escape the city previously, that we're about to use to get back into the city. That is under martial law, and no one is allowed to enter or leave without the express permission of Captain Turgon, which seems like a bad idea for him, but we'll see how it plays out. And just a reminder, we are here for notes belonging to Rador.
Very good. Go ahead and take your inspiration.
I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I'm really glad that it was Matt that did that, because I did not take away that much detail from last week. Somehow. And episode 22's notes are starting off with my notes were garbage last week, and Matt takes God tier notes.
All right.
That's all. Sorry.
Get a different ambience track up here.
Sounds
I like to point
water.
out that we were told we would be watched and to not go a certain place, and we proceeded to do that anyways, while most likely being watched.
I mean,
In broad daylight.
I was gonna be like, who's watching us? The Rangers we left in Pelagia?
No, the guy who interrogated the crap out of us.
Oh no, he specifically said he wouldn't be watching us, but others would be, because he has to stay at the gate.
All right. So, the four of you stand outside one of the sewer exits, just adjacent to the river, a couple 100 feet. This is where you guys exited from when fleeing Osgiliath. Very familiar sight, very familiar smell. The sun is dipping in the west as you guys are preparing to return to where everything began, for the most part, where you all met and where this whole endeavor kicked off from. The day is yours.
And based on the way we're rolling, the place it's going to all end.
Well, let's, I'm just gonna look back, I'm gonna look at Fig, I'm gonna say, you first.
Me.
Yeah, just in case, something's waiting for us in the sewers.
Okay.
How nobly brave of you, Malvhor.
Oh no, I know I am a frail old man who would die from one misplaced arrow, so...
Does it feel like someone's watching us, out of curiosity?
Give me a perception check.
I'm just staring at Fig's back.
Looking around, you've traced the wall with your eyes that goes, for miles off and towards the north, and then slightly less so towards the east as it wraps around to the river. And you don't see anyone immediately that catches your attention. You look back the way you came, and far in the distance you see the homesteads of Pelanor Fields, and the wall that does encompass that as well. You don't see anyone watching you.
Everything okay, Fig?
Okay. Yes, just making sure we're alone. And I'll kind of hunch you over and enter the sewer.
For a second, I thought you were going to talk about having a bad feeling.
I often do, but so that's normal.
Okay.
When you live in the wild for so long, you always have to watch your back.
In some cities, you do too.
Press on.
Okay. Big walks into the sewer, and it's light water flow. It's almost dried up, but it's mostly muck and mud. It is carved out of stone and brick to form the sewer itself. It's been worn away from uses over the centuries, but for the most part, in the state that Osgiliath is in, the sewer system doesn't function the way it used to. Follow Fig in, and do we have any particular marching order?
Muted.
I'll march behind Malvhor.
I'll march behind Fig.
Okay.
Okay, I guess I'm bringing up the rear.
Yeah.
I just want to be nice and cozy between the two strongest characters.
Thank you.
Remember that.
Okay, you do more damage, but I think he has more hit points.
I'd like to hope.
Following Fig's lead, you wander into the sewers, familiar with its fairly square design on that sort of map the city above it. As you walk down for several feet, and you do begin to see that it sort of sections off into like a split of sorts. Is there any particular way that you're looking to navigate the sewer? Where are you trying to get to?
Do I remember the path at all, by any chance?
I'd probably say yes.
Would it also help? Because I believe on our way out, I left markings on the wall to indicate the path we took, because Cirion and I got to the exit first, and we had to wait for Fig and Locke, and I'm pretty sure, because I remember I marked the entrance that we came in with a bear. I specifically remember that, and then I think I marked the way we took to get to the exit as well.
That sounds right, because Vig and I went to the warehouse and they didn't.
Right. You did mark them. Unfortunately, that has been almost a month since you've been here. They have worn away.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Ugh.
I will... by best of memory, try to follow the path, and I will... I want to say stick to my senses, like using hearing and smell specifically to try to use those indicators of whether I'm going into the city and heading the right direction or something until we come across, like...
Okay, go ahead and give me a survival check.
Okay. 13.
13. Okay.
Okay.
It's not bad.
I've done worse for survival.
You've all done worse.
Ayo.
You come to a bit of an intersection of connecting sewer pipes, for lack of a better term, and you're following from memory the way you took to get out of here the first time. And you meander a bit, and you feel like at one point you may have taken a wrong turn. You double back and keep heading down. You've split off what feels to be more, if you're looking at it, heading towards the right as you're following paths. But you feel like with your survival check that you're moving in like a northeastern direction from like a top-down view of the city, which feels roughly like the direction you came from. And after a while, you do come to a familiar spot in sort of like the sewer canal, where you stand and you look around and you feel like this is extremely familiar. This is where your escape began. And then you look up at the sewer drain that you slid through that is now 15 feet off the ground. Because you guys fell in.
Huh.
I mean, there's 4 of us. If we all stand on each other's shoulders, that should be 20 feet.
Does it seem like there's any handhelds?
It's in the center of the hallway, essentially, right above you.
Oh, okay. I
And,
thought maybe it'd be like we had like a little narrow thing, and then like soup.
No. And the canal itself is probably roughly like 20 feet wide of a circle.
Okay.
So yeah, it's dead in the center of a circle.
All right, I'm gonna squat down, pick up Malvhor, and hopefully we do like a.
Wait,
I'm kidding. What?
The sun is setting. We were going to do this in daylight.
Good point. Well,
Are we just gonna sleep in the sewers?
we could wait till twilight, where it's borderline dark.
The plan was daylight.
Yes, I know. And I'm not saying we deviate from that plan. I'm just point out the obvious. That means we sleep in the sewers.
I mean, it won't be much of a different smell than any other time we've camped out with you.
I don't have a rebuttal. You're right.
I don't have a rebuttal.
But then the smell would be more suspicious if sleeping here.
Backtracking we go then, I guess.
To leave the sewer?
Leave the sewer and start coming back in around sunrise.
I mean, we can add new markings so it's faster to find. If you want. He said in his description that the sun was dipping, so...
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna want to do this as soon as possible.
I just worry about leaving the sewers and being outside the city walls where they might see us. The sewers are stinky, but no one's gonna come looking for us in the sewers.
Famous last words.
Yeah.
I mean, let's put it to a vote.
I don't know.
I have no strong opinions one way or the other.
Both sides have their pros and cons, so I'm not sure.
I'm sure there are stinky people in Osgiliath. The whole north sector is full of them. I don't think us being smelly will be as much of a detriment.
But will that stink actually match what we're wearing and what we look like? Unless we want to look like, I don't know, hobos. And infiltrate the city.
I mean, we could just say we're wanderers and.
Well, we can't say anything that would make them think we came in from outside the city. We've been in the city for months.
Okay, fine. We're rolling around in the dirt.
With one terrible bathhouse.
I mean, that's fair.
The bathhouse
was basically a sewer anyway.
I
Locke,
say,
around this point in the discussion with your passive perception, you hear some faint echoing coming from up the canal.
oh no, we're not the only ones in here.
Up the canal?
Yeah, like moving. If you were to press on in the direction you guys were going before you stopped, it's coming from that direction.
We have company coming.
Is
Here?
this so? Is the center of this canal liquid?
It's muck. It's not like Indiana Jones dive under the
Okay,
the
you know
catacombs
exactly what I was
waters.
thinking of.
Yeah, no.
And now it's poo.
There's some deep puddles in portions. Maybe if you went deeper into the canal, there might be areas that are fully like submerged. But where you are right now, it looks like a heavy rain came through like a dirt area.
Okay, well then perhaps it's best we should hide.
Yeah, I don't want to deal with anything down here.
So we turn around.
Sounds like it.
Oh, okay.
Why are we the ones
Are we-
constantly down here patrolling these things?
Oh.
Why can't someone
Hide.
else be doing it?
Go, 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 go,
I-
go, 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 go.
Stealthily!
Stealthy roll.
Where are we going?
Back.
Fuck out of here.
Backtracking
Way we came.
all the way, or because it is like a spider web system kind of thing. So where are you backtracking to?
Let's just go to the nearest intersection and
I was saying
find
the
an
nearest
alcove
tunnel.
to hide behind that's off this main channel.
Yes. Yep. Let's go.
Everybody doing?
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
Last thing we want to do is get
Guys.
lost if we're running through here.
Guys, pick up on individuals sounding to get closer as their voices sort of bounce off the stone canal. Backtrack as quickly and quietly as you can until it separates out into another sort of intersection, and you sort of dive off into a smaller canal just off of that. Everyone go ahead and give me stealth checks.
Is this a group check?
Yes.
'Cause I could pop my inspiration to get my stealth
Okay.
higher.
20,
I just wanna-
16. and a natural
I want to
20,
hide
so 12,
Malvhor
13.
like underneath my cloak. Be like, nope, nothing to see here. Keep walking.
Okay, I'm gonna live with my stealth roll.
Okay. Y'all sort of tuck off into the side into a shadowy corner and just sort of like hug the wall as best you can and just sort of wait. And you do hear sort of the suction sounds of like boot on mud as two of these individuals you heard make their way through the canal towards your direction on the parallel side. And you hear the voices echoing off, and they get louder and louder and louder until you hear them step into sort of the intersection that is mere feet from where you guys ducked away, and they stop for a moment. Honestly, why are we down here? Somebody has to be watching this place, don't they? This is all Turgon's fault. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be down here in the muck anyway. Well, I'm inclined to agree, but we're here because of him, so we need to make sure we take steps to, as they're sort of like shifting around, looking, one holds up like a hooded lantern, looking around. Make sure no one's coming through here and discover where everything is down here now, should they? Well, I guess. But also, who's gonna think to look in the sewers? This place hasn't been active in, well, since the sacking. Yep. Hang on, what's this? He sort of kneels down into the middle of the intersection. Huh? What'd you find? Silver piece from the time of the last king. My lucky day. Come on, we have more to our route to do. We walk off and down sort of the far end of another canal system, and you hear the steps get further and further away, and the echoing eventually subsides.
Did that sound like they're hiding something in the sewers? Should we investigate to see what it is? Or should we keep our noses out of that?
Let's keep our noses out of it and focus on the notes.
Hiding.
If we're really so inclined, we can always on the return trip.
Hello, 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 hello. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, we can hear.
I didn't
what?
see Discord pick anything up from me, so never mind. What would they be hiding?
I don't know. But it sounds
It's something that has them angry with Turd gone.
and just the way they said it, it implied they're keeping something in the sewers.
I don't know. I think we should just keep our noses on the notes.
But this, I don't know. It's gonna be.
Start with what we came here for.
Yeah, I'm moving on. I'm thinking.
Follow up with that.
I'm thinking about. It might be better to sneak out of the sewers because they're actively patrolling the sewers. Or whether that means
So
going.
let's make our way, find an exit closer to the notes. Let's get the notes and get the fuck out of here. Okay, let's go, team. And I'm gonna start walking.
Wait, what?
It's like a
Good
slow
luck,
walk.
Cirion. Don't get lost.
And be like, anyone?
But
We're
also,
gonna do what we came here for?
there has to be an
It's
easier
still
way.
getting dark.
There also has to be an easier way in and out of the sewers. There's no way they jump down a 15-foot hole. But any way that they came down is probably going to be guided in some capacity.
Do you want someone to follow their patrol? Maybe we can learn the routes then? And see what happens?
There's only one person I would trust to do something like that.
Yeah,
Well,
right now.
yeah.
All in favor for Locke? Aye.
I think we need to try and find... If we're not using the same entrance, because it's 15 feet up in the air, I think we need to try to find another entrance, another exit to the sewers we can use.
Well, the next logical route, in my opinion, then would be to try to find an exit near the Houses of Healing.
Fun idea for the lols. Let's just take those two and talk to them. Maybe interrogate them and get more info about Turgon.
I love how that sounded like Fig, but then it came through the sweetness of Lindsay. Like,
I couldn't be in character for that, no.
how about we interrogate them and take them? Like,
I
like,
like the energy,
oh.
Fig.
like a way to get more info. Yeah.
I like the energy, Fig, but I think that would raise some concerns when a patrol goes missing.
I know. No, just
Keep
chatting
that
for
energy,
an
though,
hour,
Fig.
it's fine.
I mean,
No.
they don't like Turgon, but
If I
they're
can get
still
a
here.
if I can get a short rest, I can get my discourse back. I mean, sorry, if I can get a short rest, I can try using my charms again.
Oh, question. Wait, do I? So it's been several days since using the bear feature, Night Goer. Is it still expended up to this point?
What's the wording on it?
Long rest.
Then yeah, it's expended. You don't get long rests on journeys unless you have a wanderer ability or something else happens that allows you to have something.
Let me double check that real quick. But okay, if that answers my question then. Wait, I have the description right here. Herp derp.
derp derp.
Oh, yeah. Cannot be used again until you finish a long rest. Okay, I just wanted to make sure because it starts with at night you can do this, but then it goes into mechanical terms, so I just felt like double checking.
Nope.
Okay.
Good idea.
So, do we want to try and interrogate them? Or talk to them? We could wait out here. Patrol will probably come back around. Or we could try going after them. Or
I would say go after them. Or so how about this? We'll try to go after them. And if they somehow discover us for whatever reason, we can then take them and interrogate them.
So my concern after that is what they do afterwards. I wouldn't want to make an enemy if we can potentially get an inside guy or two. I don't know
By
if
the
there's a
same
way.
token, we haven't even formally entered the city at this point. We want to make our presence known.
Right. But I feel like if we do play with the idea of speaking with them, we might want to come up with some good bribes that they can't say no to or something, just in case.
I think we're getting distracted.
I have some gold.
I think Locke's voice is in my head again. Notes first, everything else second.
That's fair.
That's what I've been saying, and then everyone's still saying, should we follow these guys?
I say because this
You
is
started walking off in a random direction.
Because I want to go get the notes.
You don't know where the notes are.
Well, how would you know if you're going to stand there?
Oh my god!
How loud is this discussion getting?
I feel like we're a mix of player and character moods of being like.
Ideally, if I was actually there, I would try to keep it like whisper tone.
Okay, I'll take you at your word.
Man, the tech problems at the beginning of stream really got to us.
I was about to say
we're all being like sassy with each other.
I say
last week we were all exhausted. This week we're just all sass.
Just sassy.
I propose we move up our timetable. I know we wanted to walk around the city during the day. I say we do it at night, get to the king's house where the notes are, and we can hopefully rest there. Because it was abandoned except for Rador using it. So if he's not here, it should, in theory, be abandoned and be a safe place to rest and collect ourselves. These sewers are not.
Guarded. Like the whole city.
What if it's guarded like the whole city?
No, the whole city will be guarded. That is why we did not want night.
Yes, but night does give us the cover of darkness to sneak around in. And this, I feel safer getting to a place that might be unguarded than hanging around a place where there's active patrols.
Either way, we're not getting back up the way we came in originally at this point, I feel. So we need to decide, have as much as we all know of this city, what general direction are we going to go to try to find an exit near a familiar... What the hell did I just miss?
Lindsay popped an emote on her camera.
My complete accident!
And of all things, it was the upside down smiley face. Hey.
I missed it.
I did too, because I didn't have Discord fully up.
Yeah, I accidentally, for whatever reason, I went to move my mouse over, and then it just went boop instead.
I saw it!
It'll be on the VOD.
It happened again!
I'm so sorry!
Anyway.
Oh, boy.
Seeing Brian react to it made me lose it.
Here's my proposal. We follow the path they took going backwards and see if we can find another exit. What are you doing over there, Locke? Why are you making those
This
faces?
feature existed. I didn't know this feature existed. I'm sorry.
I'm not one for interrupting RP, but I'm going to ask, what are we doing?
Big rage!
I am going.
I honestly did not think a random patrol would throw you guys this fucking much.
I want to go get them.
I think
though,
it's- I
but
think-
everyone's-
See, again, Brian, you're assuming it's the patrol and not the collective everything that has been this evening.
Regardless, I need a fellowship
Yes.
consensus.
Okay.
Let's
Where do we
follow.
want to try to come out of? We're not going up the 15-foot hole in the ceiling right now. So where do we want to generally head towards? Right
Let's follow the patrol's path backwards and see if we can find an exit.
Okay.
Okay.
now? I dissent and vote towards going to a place, trying to find a place closer to people who may still be allies, like the Houses of Healing.
We could try that, but
Because as you said, if we backtrack their patrol and try to figure out where they came from, there's very likely going to be security there, and then we might get sandwiched.
then lead the way. Try to navigate to the Houses of Healing, Locke. Underground. You're probably the best one to do it since you've been there more often.
I was gonna say, who would it be? Locke that knows the city the best, especially underground.
Locke, go ahead and give me an intelligence check.
I feel like none of us know the city sewers that well.
I mean, navigating
I
the
wouldn't
sewers
think
by
so.
the knowledge of the city,
21,
not
okay.
formatting. You know what I mean. Whatever.
The Houses of Healing are on the opposite side of the Anduin. It's on the east bank. You guys are on the west. Getting there via the sewer system is probably not feasible because you'd have to go through the river.
Because water.
So if you really do want to get there, you would know that you'd have to at least surface on this side and then cross the bridge or cross the river somehow.
Okay, so but the side we're on right now is the same side that the King's Home is on, right?
Yes.
Okay, then let's just go right for the gold.
Okay, let's go right for the gold. Let's navigate.
Try to find an exit relatively near that home.
Okay, let's do it. I
Take lead.
will not take the lead.
And I'm going to be in the back for
Oh.
alertness and watch.
I'll be.
I will lead.
Yes, yeah. I'll be
Okay.
behind Locke. I'll be behind the lead.
I'll be in front of Fig.
All right. So Locke's taking point at this rate. Okay.
I'm not
Wow.
a man.
Okay.
Sorry.
Whew. Moving on. All right. So you're just looking for a feasible exit close to the king's house, or
Yes.
you're not backtracking their patrol route to try and find an exit.
Correct.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a survival check.
This has no hope at going well.
Wait. I'm gonna give you a gift die.
I actually am trained in survival, so it might go well. Duly noted, it's a D8 now, right?
Yep, I'm giving you a gift die because I feel like this is important.
You know what?
I might as
I'll
well
use
use
it.
it because you're gonna lose it.
21.
Okay. 21. Following Locke's lead, you do initially go back to where you were with the hole in the ceiling, because it's essentially your landmark. You know exactly where that is in terms of the city, so it's your best orientation to figure out where you're going. You do trace up where the guards came from and do eventually come to several splits, and you constantly try to keep your bearings of a northerly direction based on where the two buildings reside. And you weave a bit. There are times you're forced off path, either by sewer cave-in or flooding, or the fact that it's just literally a dead end. And you do your best to right your path and move along, Fig, since you specifically said you were gonna keep an eye out, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Is it dark yet?
After that conversation, yeah, it's night.
No, after that conversation, it's 3 days later. 3 days later.
Later.
18.
Oh wait, that's the wrong one.
What did you
What?
roll?
It was
rolled a
regular
natural-
perception.
You rolled a natural 18, so just add 6 to that, because that's the darkness
24.
buff.
Okay,
This,
so
this is dark.
24.
I'm scared.
In the time you're following Locke, there are moments you catch glimmers of moonlight through grates in the ceiling or coming through other smaller pipes into the grander canal. And as you're moving about, you do issue warnings every now and again as you hear echoes coming from various directions in the system. It begins to sound like there's a lot more down here than just those two. And yeah, with that roll, at one point you sort of sniff the air and you catch the hint of like burning wood, like a campfire or something.
There's a whole operation down here.
In fact, as you guys press further on north, you do see sort of like around the corner, like dancing silhouettes against flame. And I'm using dancing metaphorically, they're not literally dancing. As some sort of light brazier campfire, something lit around the corner out as your sight is illuminating an area, and you do hear a decent bit of noise. But you press on with Locke's survival check and your perception check. You both in tandem are able to steer clear of any large gatherings or any wandering patrols. And eventually you do come to a section that you feel is probably as close as you might get without potentially popping up in the road right in front of it. That does have a bit of a flimsy rope ladder that is strung up from a sewer grate above you. What?
I will go up it.
There was a weird orby thing that I saw on my camera just fly up.
Oh,
I was like,
you're haunted.
well, bye guys.
I'll go up the ladder.
Okay.
I feel like as one of the more agile in the group and not as heavy as others.
I say I'm not gonna follow Locke up the ladder. I'm gonna wait till he kind of gives like some kind of signal, like, okay, come up.
Okay. You climb up the ladder slowly as it's sort of like swaying because it's only latched on to the grate and it's basically free hanging because it's not resting against the wall or anything. It's not secured by any means. And you're sort of waving in the wind a bit until you get to the top and you're met with a glow of moonlight and you look around. Go ahead and give me a perception check. The grate is on, so you're not popping your head out at this point.
24.
24. You push like your ear to the grate and just sort of listen for a bit. The sound of maybe an owl every now and again. You don't hear any footsteps, and from the angles you can see, pretty confident it's clear.
How did the sturdiness of the ladder feel?
It's there's no, you don't get the sense that there's any danger of it like falling apart. It's just not secured. But if you, as you like would push the grate off, it might become a little teetery.
Okay, I will do exactly that and push the grate off and
Okay.
try to stick my head up and get a little better actual view.
Push it up and slide it over the side as you hear the metal on the cobblestone You poke up and look around. You're sort of in the middle of a dark street. Some of the buildings look like they're in disrepair, which has become sort of par for the course with Osgiliath. But you don't see anyone. Seems clear.
Okay, I will gesture for the next person in the group to come up as I climb out and like stand on it to give it a little more security back.
And I'll take that as a sign. Since I'm the next one up, I'll climb up the ladder.
Okay.
And I'll kind of like peek up.
Still constantly looking around while doing this too.
I'm
Kinda-
still keeping watch as well.
The only thing up is my eyes, like over the grades. And then
I mean,
get up and go.
Nathan's just picking at his nails.
Nathan?
Nathan.
Sorry,
That's his alias.
Malvhor.
Yes. Oh yeah, you didn't mention the aliases in the recap.
Oh yeah, we gave
Wow.
aliases.
Oh.
Who's next?
That would be Malvhor, aka Nathan.
No.
I'll
Nathan's my
climb.
alias.
I'll climb up.
Plagiarizing prick.
My names don't work in my brain sometimes.
Just fucking with you.
As Malvhor gets about halfway up the ladder, Fig, you begin to hear echoes from around the bend, moving up your direction. That didn't come through.
That didn't come through either.
I heard fat. I mean, I get faster.
Faster! It was a whisper!
I heard that so delayed, Lindsay. Like I heard you upstairs
Oh.
first, and then I just heard that.
No, that's more what I was saying. I understand if you were trying to do it in character, but all it came across to us was like, what?
I mean, I
I am-
Is your
climbed.
mic broken again?
Sigh.
Okay, Malvhor gets to the top. Fig,
I leap.
you leap.
I'm just gonna. No, I'm gonna try to quietly yet briskly just clamber up.
I was gonna say, leap is very specific. I was gonna have a check for that, but
Just see
If I
Fig just
wasn't-
come
Be
like.
ready to help me.
If I wasn't that concerned of being quiet.
all right.
Cirion, be ready to help me put the grate back on quietly.
You got it.
You clamber up to the top of you, roll off to the side. All four of you getting up safely as the two of you heft the grate and slowly put it down. And as you do, you look below and you see yellow orangish light as two individuals pass right underneath, carrying a torch.
They don't look up or anything.
Actually,
Don't look up.
Nope.
Sorry, oh my god, rolled over. No.
Player honesty, sorry.
they look around. They don't seem to notice anything as they keep walking.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Whew.
So
King's
we have a
house.
pretty good idea of where we are with relation to where the king's house would be now that all four of us are up and able to look around a little bit more.
It's you definitely have a better understanding that you're probably a few blocks away. It's probably a little bit more northwest in the city. But this was sort of the first best exit you could find.
Perfect. Just making sure that we're not about to go blindly wandering through the city too.
Okay.
So start quietly moving in that general direction.
Stealthily,
No, you
because you
guys-
never know who's watching.
Now that you guys are in the city proper and you have a bearing of where you're going, I need everybody to make stealth checks. You can either do this with dexterity or your charisma for social. Know that there's two different DCs for those, and you guys do have your cloaks on, which does affect the DC. So you may choose how you wish to be stealthy.
Yeah,
It's stealth or what?
dexterity is my best one.
What was that, Lindsay?
You said stealth or what? Charisma?
charisma.
No, you make a stealth check. You can either use your dex as a normal stealth check, or you can use your charisma modifier as a social stealth, social camouflage. There are 2 different DCs, depending on what you use.
Gotcha.
I feel like the social DC is higher. I feel like I should I'm gonna re-roll that. No!
Oh.
Well,
The odds were in my favor to be better, because I rolled an 8. There were more chances I would roll higher than an 8. Fuck me.
20 from Locke, 12 Cirion, 14 Fig, and a 12 from Malvhor. All right.
I guess some people gonna die.
I get the reason I did charisma is because I get 5 more to my roll.
Oh, I get it.
All right. You guys press on. Some of you sort of keeping to shadows and alleyways as best you can, and moving deftly. Some of you more or less trying to blend in with the natural space. And while there's not too many people out at this period of time, you do try to move with a sense of purpose and belonging and put on an air of, I belong here.
I don't like this. We should have stuck with daylight.
We didn't have a whole lot of options. The sewers are crawling with guards.
We could have...
everywhere is crawling with guards.
You get about a block away. And as you're meandering through, Locke and Fig, the 2 of you sort of curt off into an alleyway to sort of cut a shortcut. Just as around 4 guards turn a corner down the main road, 2 of them carrying torches, and the one torch illuminates the shadow that Cirion was standing in, and come also face to face with Malvhor. Oh, you 2, what are you doing out this late?
I'm just getting my, no good drunk of a son home. And I kick Cirion.
She said she loved me.
I told him not to go out this late. He'd get in trouble with the guards, and look at what happened.
I told you not to go out this late.
Oh. What is that? Piss and shite?
Yeah.
What the fuck you smell like? You been sleeping in the sewers?
I think he shat himself because he's drank too much.
You drank too much.
Oh god, I think the lot of you did. Hey. Where are you heading?
Home.
To the next tavern.
No.
Hey.
I kick him again. We're going home.
Where's home? Where's home for you? No one lives in this district.
We live in, one of the we stayed in one of the abandoned buildings up north.
Why, heading west?
Are we headed west?
You are heading west.
No,
We're headed northwest.
We are heading west. That is where we head.
Oh boy.
Well,
What? One of you deception at advantage, or both of you deception checks?
I'll give. Yeah, Malvhor, take the deception at advantage.
I roll a lot of deception checks for not being proficient in deception.
And you roll a lot of bad deception checks for not
but
being
my
proficient in
charisma is
deception.
my charisma sucks ass.
Nah.
Stellar performance.
This is the second time we pulled the drunk son. Deception.
I'm good at my roll.
Total of 26. Oh, fuck. Alright. Whatever. for the love of God, just head across the bridge into the abandoned district in the north and just do us a favor, jump in the Anduin while you're at it.
Can I dive?
No, we'll get you cleaned up, but
You can trip in for all I care. Ugh.
Yeah, you heard the guy. Let's go.
and I sort of like pick him up and like force him forward.
Right foot, left foot, left foot, right.
You guys-
Fuck.
A look
You
to
guys-
Locke.
You guys get about 5 feet past them, and you hear one of them say, "Hold it."
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna stumble like a brief little bit
All the taverns in this city have been dry for a month.
Oh.
What are you doing here?
Guy can't have a barrel outside. God.
I turn to Cirion and I say, "What the hell did you drink then, man?"
I told you, barrel outside.
You just
I
drink
got-
random barrels you see sitting outside?
It was ale. It said it was ale. I drank it, and
Listen,
next thing I know, this old motherfucker is walking me.
I don't know what he
Hey.
got into.
Sergeant, look. They're covered in muck from the knees down. They have been trudging through the sewers.
Oh.
You see 2 of them immediately look like around up and down the street and sort of step back and leave the other 2 at the forefront and just sort of keep an eye out. They're now like, the 2 that are step back now look heavily paranoid. What have you been doing in the sewers?
God, I fell in, okay? My walking after this, and I fell.
I had to drag his sorry ass out.
Where'd you come out from?
Fuck if I know. Like, next thing I know, I'm being dragged out by
You-
this. As my hands around Malvhor, by
Yeah.
this beautiful man.
I
This
shove him
beautiful
away.
man saved me from certain death of stink and grime.
Oh my god.
A
God
few...
bless this Nat 20 shared. It's about the only reason you're able to RP this off unbelievably.
I think there was a few blocks over that way. I don't specifically know. I just found him there.
You see the one who hasn't really been doing the talking, just sort of, maybe about an inch or so, unsheath a little bit of a dagger. The other one sort of closes the gap a little bit.
Listen, we'll go
Hello.
home. We'll get cleaned up and be out of your hair.
You see the one that has been doing the talking now sort of like lower himself and like try to gaze under your hood.
And trust my haircut. That did me good.
Shoots same look over at Cirion.
You gonna buy me dinner?
Shut up.
Go. Get on home. Stay out of the sewers.
I'm gonna give him like a thumbs up, like.
I just shove Cirion forward. Good for nothing, son. Wait till we get home.
Oh no, Dad, I'm so scared.
I was just so close to being like, let's just fucking kill him.
I was gonna do the same. I was like, if they would have said like it's them or something like that, be like, just try and knock one out.
It's interesting that they seemed paranoid when they saw we came from the sewers.
So I'm gonna wait till we're far enough away from them and whatnot to kind of get off of Malvhor and kind of like brush myself for a second, be like, oh, that was close.
Figure out the breath she was holding this whole time.
If there's no ale in town, what do the townspeople drink?
I don't know, the sewer
Water.
or the water from the Anduin. I don't know.
The Anduin will get you sick if you drink it.
Well, apparently so will enough ale, but they bought that. Now, what the hell is happening here where all the taverns are bled dry? What kind of martial law is happening?
Well, I mean, I can answer that because nothing's been allowed in or out.
Something that has me concerned for Win.
Oh, his business.
I feel like there's not any business in this town anymore. I feel like it's a stronghold.
Precisely.
Let's just get to the house before we run into any more trouble.
You guys press.
I'm so proud of you two.
You guys press on and navigate the back alleys until you come to a larger street that you're familiar with for having been here before. And you see one of the very few buildings within Osgiliath's walls that is also walled itself that you've come through before. The walls themselves are, almost ruins themselves. They're in disrepair ever since the sacking of Osgiliath. The king's house was a prime target, also much like the Dome of Stars. They received heavy damage. You see an iron gate of sorts closed off that you've came through before, and you do see some light coming from within the walls and within the building itself. And in particular, on the opposite side of that iron fence, you see a silhouette standing there with what appears to be a shield in one arm and a spear in the other. And then the silhouette seems to just sort of display almost like a winged or feathered helm just standing there.
It's a
So we're gonna
fancy
take a
guy.
break.
Ooh.
I don't like this.
I still carry something we got from one of these guys.
You do, yeah.
These are the guards that had the great spears when we were running out.
Yeah, Citadel guards. Hail, adventurer. Are you a dungeon master with a desire to transport your players to fantastical settings? Perhaps they are deep in the dungeon of a mad lich.
Fools, you have intervened for the last time. Let's see you survive my fireball.
Or perhaps the party has just come across bandits, and the Goliath monk releases a flurry of blows and a stunning strike to gain control of the conflict. Nice rolls on the attack. Or maybe the party is taking a breather after another difficult quest. If this sounds like something you want at your next ttrpg session, then head over to battlebards.com. By subscribing to BattleBards Prime, you get the ability to immerse your players in your campaign. You'll get complete streaming access to the libraries of both BattleBards and Platemail games. And whether your game is in person or virtual, you won't be limited, as you will have access to a caster and a mixer to be able to broadcast the tracks to all of your players. And of course, if you want to download and keep any tracks, then you get 20% off all in-store purchases. So what are you waiting for, adventurer? A quest posting at the local guild hall? Get over to battlebards.com and subscribe today, and use the coupon code ADVENTURE at checkout. Stay proficient, adventurers. Hail, adventurer! Are you a dungeon master with a desire to transport your players to fantastical settings? Perhaps they are deep in the dungeon of a mad lich.
Fools, you have intervened for the last time. Let's see you survive my fireball.
Or perhaps the party has just come across bandits, and the Goliath monk releases a flurry of blows and a stunning strike to gain control of the conflict. Nice rolls on the attack. Or maybe the party is taking a breather after another difficult quest. If this sounds like something you want at your next ttrpg session, then head over to battlebards.com. By subscribing to BattleBards Prime, you get the ability to immerse your players in your campaign. You'll get complete streaming access to the libraries of both BattleBards and Platemail games. And whether your game is in person or virtual, you won't be limited, as you will have access to a caster and a mixer to be able to broadcast the tracks to all of your players. And of course, if you want to download and keep any tracks, then you get 20% off all in-store purchases. So what are you waiting for, adventurer? A quest posting at the local guild hall? Get over to battlebards.com and subscribe today, and use the coupon code ADVENTURE at checkout. Stay proficient, adventurers. alive.
Alive, no crashes.
Carry on.
No crashes.
All right. I'm just gonna use this trick. I don't. All the like
Are you playing 2 tracks at once?
Give me a second.
Okay, I just want to make sure it wasn't a glitch.
Nope. There.
That's a fair concern tonight.
It's nighttime at the docks, but you're not at the docks. I just needed something that wasn't just crickets. Because otherwise it's just a maddening sound. Alright. So you guys essentially stand from across the streets of the former king's house within Osgiliath, and you see the fairly ruined wall, though still standing, that wraps around the main courtyard of the house. And you see some flickering lights coming from on the other side of the wall and somewhat within the house as well. But you do see on the opposite side of the iron fence that actually sort of gates off the property is a silhouetted figure that appears to be wearing a winged helm and bearing a spear and shield.
Now, just to paint the picture a bit better in my mind, is there enough space around the wall that you could walk around the outer wall in its entirety, or does it butt up against something so you couldn't?
Well, from where you are, you do see openings on either wings. However, you wouldn't know the back unless you actually attempted to walk it.
Okay. So my idea then is to go around potentially to the back and see if we can find another way over the wall that doesn't involve the front gate with them. Yay, nay?
Anybody?
I thought that was more of a declaration than a question.
No, I'm asking all of you.
I'm trying to.
Yeah, can we try to avoid him?
He's at the front, right?
Yeah,
Walk
guarding
me
the
through
front
this
gate.
again. Okay.
So you are standing across the street. Immediately across from you is an iron gate to the property that is walled off.
Mm-hmm.
On the other side of the gate, you see a silhouette of an individual that appears to have a winged helm and a spear and shield.
Yes.
Yes.
My proposal is to at least walk around the outer wall and see if there's a way to get over the wall that doesn't involve running into the guy at the front.
Yeah, I think a quiet and a stealthy perimeter check is good to at least see what other bearings are around, if not more people that are also on patrol and doing rounds. I'm okay for at least that for some intelligence gathering.
I say we find an opening that we can get over, like on the side or behind, we go for it. But of course, if there are guards guarding it, that might be a different story. But
Yeah, I think we should see what we can find first before figuring out how to move forward. Or at least I would prefer as much info as possible before
Is that a
bum
collective
rushing.
we, or is that you're sending the sneak to be a sneak?
I would like it if we all went, but because then if we find something that works, we're there, we can take advantage of it. If you go sneak, come back, and we discuss about it more, things could change.
Okay.
So let's just
It
walk.
sounds like we are going to.
Let's just walk down the left side and see if we can come around the back and see what we can find. Oh, we got a map! We got a map. I love maps.
On the map, on the map, on the map.
I gotta zoom all the way out, and it's still just a black square.
Getting there.
Oh, okay, there we are.
Give me a moment.
No moments, only action.
Then I will cease to give you all moments. You want death saves? You don't get them.
Oh no. You hit 0 hit points, that said you're dead.
You don't have to put yourselves on the map. You can just narrate where you're going. This is purely at this rate.
Oh.
In fact, I'll remove the grid right now. This is purely so you guys have a better visual than me explaining everything.
Okay. Yeah.
Get to a point where we need the grid, it'll come back. But this is purely just for visual purposes right now.
When you behave, you can get the grid back. I'm gonna go down the left. I think we should just go down the left side of this wall and see if we can find another opening. Or maybe a part where the wall is damaged we can attempt to climb over.
How are we proceeding? In what marching order?
Stealthily.
Okay.
And you know what? I'll lead this time.
Okay.
We've all taken turns leading so far. I think it's my turn.
Okay. Everyone go ahead and give me a regular stealth check. There is no social camouflage in this instance.
14! Look at that! That would have been an 18 if I had a +5.
Dirty 20.
Nice.
20.
Yeah, you're dirty 20, aren't you?
19.
Some really solid stealth checks. Except for me. Just average.
Yeah.
Not bad. Could be better.
You take an opportunity and lead the group sort of away from the gate and then across the street up to like the corner of the wall and peer down. And you do glance down and you see sort of walking along the wall opposite from you, going away, is an individual with a sheathed sword, carrying a torch, and appearing to wear some bit of armor.
Oh, patrolling the outside of the wall.
As he's just sort of looking around and walking the wall, looking back at it occasionally, and then looking side to side and pressing on.
I say we sneak up to him since we're all super sneaky and we just kick the ever-living shit out of him, knock him unconscious just like that.
Put him where?
Just leave him right here on the side of the road.
No! With for more patrol to find him?
See, this is why we don't let Malvhor ever take the lead.
This is not how you play Assassin's Creed.
No, you play Assassin's Creed by killing everybody, and then there are no witnesses.
I do.
Oh, you have to hide the bodies.
No, you don't. You just kill everybody, and you leave the bodies out in the open.
I suck at Assassin's Creed, because I can't hide the bodies fast enough.
I never hid bodies. I just killed everybody.
Oh
I killed everybody, and that was a message.
Anyway, okay, fine. We won't. We'll wait and see. But if he turns around and walks the opposite way, we're in trouble.
So then we go back?
No, because there's gonna be a guard over there too. We haven't learned anything yet. It looks like the guard's walking away. So I see two scenarios in my mind. There are two guards on either side, or this guard does a full lap around. If this guard does a full lap around, we can follow behind him at a distance. And then when he turns the corner, we might be able to jump over the wall when he's on the other side of the building.
You think all of us can quickly jump over a wall fast enough before someone turns around?
If the wall is damaged. No.
That's even more.
No. Because I don't think you understood what I said.
Ain't nobody understand the words that are coming out of your mouth, Matt.
He's gonna walk the entire way a square around the building. So he's gonna turn right, walk to the far corner, turn right, he's not gonna be around to turn back and see us climb the wall. The problem is, if there's a guard opposite him, they could come up behind us.
Wait, what's that behind us?
It's a guard.
Moved.
There's another guard coming behind us. We gotta find an opening in the wall and get over it. We gotta stop talking about it. I go forward. I'm gonna go forward and look for an opening on the left wall. I'm going.
I am moving back and hiding in a corner. There's not enough together. How do you know you can climb this wall? And all of us.
We won't know unless we at least walk it.
But then, right when a guy is coming?
There's always gonna be a guy.
If we get caught.
There's always gonna be a guy there.
Yeah.
Do we?
You can try, and if you manage it, then I'll try when he makes his round afterwards.
Okay, can we start hiding behind the corner, please?
Yeah, hiding.
All right, you all gave your stealth checks already, so I'm not. You didn't leave stealth in this particular instance, so the conversation.
Okay, so I'm gonna try.
Even in a hushed whisper was getting pretty heated.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like.
Once I see. So no.
Fig
Once.
would have said everything I said, but in fewer words.
Once I
and a
see the
lower
guard
voice.
up ahead, turn the corner, I am going down this wall, just looking for an opening, right?
Okay, so Malvhor sees the guard, turn the corner, disappear out of sight. He leaves. What are the rest of you doing?
I'm going behind.
As you glance over your shoulders and see another guard round that corner, and slowly make a pace, and then initially stop at the gate that's there. As he's looking around, you see him like shift, looking in towards the gate and towards the house. What are we doing?
I don't know yet. I don't
Yeah.
know what I'm doing yet.
You know what I'm doing.
I'm going to maneuver and go behind this corner to avoid his line of sight for right now. I'm going to look for handhelds to try and maneuver up the wall.
Okay. Go ahead and give
That's
me an
what-
investigation check.
So is that what Malvhor is trying to do or trying to propose? Assassin's Creed up this wall, fucking hell. Dirty 20.
Okay. Malvhor, as you're walking the wall as well, go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Hey, I'm proficient in that. Uh-oh. SpaghettiOs.
I love how I said you don't put yourself on the map, everyone
SpaghettiOs.
puts themselves on the map.
On the map.
Yeah.
I
the
already
map,
was
on the
before you
map.
said that, to be fair.
I was
I know, but
too,
you get-
but I...
If you guys legitimately want to be moved around, I'm going to enter an initiative because otherwise I cannot keep track of all this.
Nope.
Okay, nope.
Okay.
Off the map I go.
It's purely for the sake of
Yep,
making
yep.
sure I know who's where, how much
18.
movement they have, and everything. Okay. Locke, what are you doing?
I am going to try to go actually down to the other corner where the guard had already rounded and kind of poke my head and see if I can see that back area.
Okay. Go ahead and give me
Where
a
the guard
perception
is.
check. Go ahead and give me a perception check. Fig, what are you doing?
Waiting to see what happens.
Okay, so where are you?
Where we first arrived, and I stayed hidden.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, you're across the street.
18 perception. The three of you sort of begin to walk the walls, looking. Two of you looking for either handholds to climb over or weaknesses in the wall. You do notice that there are several points in the wall where brick and stone are either missing, either from time or from warfare. But nothing quite big enough to sort of squeeze through, and one potential handhold might not be enough, but you keep walking. Locke, you get down to the edge and you peer around, and you see probably about half the length down that the guard that initially was in your line of sight has stopped, and just as you peek around, he turns heel and slowly starts to walk back the way he came.
Going right back. Now that I know he has turned heel.
If I see Locke waving me back, I will, and I will follow Locke's direction and fall back.
Okay.
Is the guard that was in the front then starting to move back as well?
Yes, he is moving back the way he came.
Okay. So, regroup with Vig?
You did catch with that 18 perception in the back that there appeared to be a decent hole in the wall, and there was also looked to be a gate of sorts.
Got it.
Sure,
So,
we,
regrouping with Vig?
yeah, we should regroup.
sight, and I'll explain what I saw in the back.
Okay. You all find a quick moment to breathe as you dip into like a small alleyway from a adjacent two buildings, catching your breath and just trying to be hushed and quiet, and quickly whatever information you gleaned in that quick run through.
So it sounds like we're going to the back then?
Well, it sounds like the back is where our entrance is. However, both of these guards are
Yeah.
a la Legend of Zelda
Yes.
maze.
Did you see where the guard turned heel? You said you saw where he turned here.
It was
It was about halfway.
in between the hole and the gate.
So, if we time it right, we can slip through the hole while his back is turned. If we're trying to be
If you can do
stealthy,
it quietly enough.
if we're trying to be stealthy, that's the way we have to do it.
There was no you didn't get close enough, right, to even look in and see what's through there?
There was
Not
some
yet.
there was some
Okay.
holes in the wall, but not enough to see
Yeah.
what's on the other side.
I can solo try if you want me to get eyes on that.
I
We
don't
could.
I don't know if I like that, because if you get caught, then you're trapped there without any help.
Or we all get caught and it becomes a shit show even more.
I think it'd be less of a shit show if we're all together, because then we can fight together.
Fighting in Osgiliath in the middle of the night is
I can move
what happened last time.
very, very fast.
Okay, if you trust yourself, I'll wait for you to report back. But I mean, we have to be prepared for this to break out into a fight. They have this city on lockdown. It'll be a miracle if we can get through here undetected. But
Not arguing that. I'm just saying that if they do see me,
you can
I
run
can
away.
Probably, exactly.
Yeah.
He can run, he can
And that
hide.
that gives me comfort that you can run faster than them. But if they see you, then
I
the
can
jig
be-
is up.
But I'm faster than them. Mechanically in the game, speaking, I can bonus action hide constantly
Yeah.
as part of my getting out. I feel confident that if
If you're
we're
confident,
going to get caught, it would be better to only be me initially, because if nothing else, I can distract them while you guys do things.
I was just
Not
gonna say
normally-
that too.
Not normally a proponent of splitting the party, especially when it means I might die, but I feel like that's our best odd right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too. If worst case scenario, there's always that element of distraction too for others to go in and get the job done, and we can
Yep.
always reconvene or something later.
I
That's
think
what happened before.
that is a very dangerous idea to get split up that far. But if that's what happens, that's what happens.
If that's what happens, I will try to make my way to the Houses of Healing or win.
So, I mean, if that does, and you start running for it, would you prefer someone like me to follow suit so you potentially have another one with you? I can run fast too.
You can run fast, but I would feel better having. I would rather be in the minority with you guys being in the majority than an even split in that case.
I agree with Locke.
Because I have a better chance of, if I am caught, getting away alone without
Because
a particular bad luck chance of
Yeah.
someone falling from further behind catching you too, and then we have.
Yeah. I figured I would
three
bring
ways
it up. I figured I would bring it up as a potential option just to make sure we covered all grounds.
Yep. Believe me, I don't have a good feeling about this, but
No.
no plan
it feels like
survives.
the best option because
No plan
if
survives
nothing
contact
else,
with the
it's
enemy.
if nothing else, it's the whole move my full movement plus dash until I'm out of sight, hide, rinse, repeat.
Yeah.
So, okay. I'm gonna work on the timing to get around and try to scurry behind him and get into that hole, Brian. Giggity.
Just you.
Nah.
Everyone's
Love it.
Just me.
They convinced me to
Just
stay
me.
behind. I mean, I wasn't gonna go with just Locke. I'd probably only blow his cover.
All right. For the sake of speed and knowing who's where and when, putting the grid back up so you can properly measure your distances.
Who's where and when?
Locke, for your guys' purpose, I will say that the alleyway that you ducked off into is right here.
Okay, I lost my token when I hit it.
I moved my token to that alleyway.
I got you. Give me a second.
It's the only bad thing about Matt moving it off. Okay.
Yeah,
So-
I can reveal this side here for you guys so you can see where you disappeared at.
Okay. So, is this guy's location accurate right now? Okay.
I'm messing with it. Give me a second.
Okay, no problem. No problem at all.
You guys tuck off into a corner, debate your options, not really enjoying the situation you've been dealt, assuming that this place would be fairly unprotected. Didn't see a reason as to why there would be guards here to begin with.
What?
What?
None.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So with what information you have, you come up with a very quick plan and try to stay hidden as best you can as Locke edges out towards the alleyway and just like with the corner of his eyes just looking and listening as you hear the heavy boot falls on the cobblestones of the guard moving, every now and again a clank from the armor. See the orange light growing bigger and bigger as it creeps into the alley as he carries a torch and walks right next to you, mere inches away from you as you hold your breath and just wait. You all see this as he comes into vision. What feels like an eternity is mere heartbeats as he continues to walk right past you. Go ahead and use your movement.
Oh, he's going the other way?
He's walking away from you. He just did his loop. He's did this and is going like that. Are you waiting for the return? It's up to you. I might have misheard you. He's now walking past you, going out towards where you guys originally came from. So you can wait for him to double back and make your move.
Might be
I
better.
I wasn't listening to your full plan. I caught glimpses
Sorry.
while I was doing shit. So
I was hoping to catch when he goes back and kind of follow
okay.
a short distance, and basically when he gets to that, follow behind as he's continuing down that path. Duck in.
Okay. I got you.
Sorry.
No, you're good. I was not listening. Too many things going on screen. Okay.
That's why that just gave me paranoia. It's like, oh god, now we got to do this again.
you hold your breath, and as all of you just wait, hoping that he just doesn't happen to shine the torch into your alley. He walks on. You exhale. Wait a few minutes. Comes walking back, almost routine. You swap walls to make sure you're not immediately in his eyesight. And as soon as he gets right past you, you step out and try and follow him step for step.
Yep.
For the purposes of this, go ahead and give me an acrobatics check.
Oh, I like stealth more. I have expertise in that, but I get it.
You're retaining stealth. This is purely
Yeah.
to see if you can match the footfalls. Your stealth roll is already playing a factor into this.
That's gonna go ahead and be my inspiration.
Okay.
Here we go.
There we go. There we go. Love to see it.
It's like
19.
this is worth burning it on. This is the mission critical thing.
The rest of you see Locke step out in one motion and immediately fall in line with right foot, left foot, almost matching step for step, marching band style.
I was about to say, Locke was in marching band.
Yeah.
The
in his
Can we
early
play the
300s.
Mission Impossible theme right now? Is that
The map on Twitch is completely black, by the way.
It's the way I can't fix it. It's the way it's
You can't just zoom out all the way?
This is when I zoom out all the way, it gets worse.
Okay.
Because it's in my upper left-hand corner of my screen, and I can't. I could try doing this.
Nope, I just figured I'd make sure it was well aware.
So you follow him as quietly and as deftly as you can, and the two of you, in time, do come to your desired destinations. As you are mere few feet from him, you do pass what appears to be a large section of the wall almost completely in rubble. It's maybe piled up maybe 2-3 feet, but for the most part is like a 10-foot opening in the back of the wall as he approaches an small iron gate at the back further ahead of you. And as you just get right there and sort of peer in, you do see the back of the house, the stone house. The ground itself seems to be overgrown, untended, and you do catch high, sort of, probably about 8 feet off the ground, some small windows that are just open like arches in the building.
And I don't see anything. Sorry, I guess it'd be there. I don't see anything to the left or right immediately.
Go ahead and give me a perception check. 15. You sort of poke your head in and look down to the left and look down to the right. Mostly brush, bushes and overgrown grass. You do see what looks to be an old abandoned like chicken coop in one corner, which would be to your right, but immediately you don't see any signs of life.
Okay, I'm going to use the chicken coop to hide behind it.
Okay, so
to get an idea of like what might be around the corners and stuff like that, and keep myself out of sight.
Yeah, so you hop over the rubble, and just as you do and move to your right, you hear the sound of a heel turning, and the footfalls begin to head back. If I was not selecting the other thing, so I'm gonna do that. This guy was actually here. But as you head to the chicken coop, and I'm gonna be looking at the map, so I'm moving my mic. As you head over to the chicken coop and do your best to stay out of sight and get a feel for the side of the building, you do see a small sort of half wall, almost like a banister made of stone that juts out from a side of the building that has a door attached to it. But immediately standing on the other side of that, sort of in the grass area, is another winged-helmed spearman who is not currently on the map because I had him hidden. Haha!
Huzzah!
Surprise!
So I did manage to get over here without being seen, though.
As far as you can tell, yeah.
Oh, and there's a nice crack in... Is that a crack in the wall?
It's not as big as it actually shows.
Yeah.
It was mostly there aesthetically to show that the wall is worn and old.
Okay.
And a hint that there might be a section of the wall that was a complete blown apart.
Okay. So our boy here is literally just... You said he's standing in front of a door?
He's standing like at the edge of this half wall stone banister, but there is, I probably didn't reveal it fully.
Sorry.
No, you're good. There's a door right there.
And is that at ground level or?
It's ground level. Yeah, the banister goes up like 3 feet. It looks like it would be like a balcony walkout if it was actually off the ground.
Okay. Winged there. Got a chicken coop here. Okay, and I'm hearing the steps, the guy's going the other way, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna try to edge my way back out and go into like the overgrowth over here and kind of start working my way towards that wall slowly.
Okay. Yeah, you get there without issue.
Okay, so
Slowly moving toe to heel, trying to stay quiet, low to the ground. You move some brush every now and again just to manage through. The grounds here are extremely underkept. Everything is just growing wildly and making it almost pretty difficult to travel through.
yay, difficult terrain. Nothing new opened up by vision at this point, right?
Nope, you do see the end of the wall. From where you are, you can see that gate, and it looks pretty banged up and rusted to the point where you think it might not even be able to be opened.
Okay. Okay, based on that, I'm gonna delay where I'm at hidden for now until I visually see the guard like cross on his return. Like he'll come back and then begin going back.
You're waiting for him to do like one whole cycle again?
Yeah, just so that I can be absolutely certain before I go over here that he is heading the opposite direction.
During that time, as he's waiting, are any of you doing anything else?
No.
I'm waiting patiently and silently.
Yeah, because
Okay.
the plan was for him to scout, and nothing's hit the fan yet, so...
As after he left, you do eventually see the guard pass by you again, and then come back.
Locke's got this.
Every now and again, you feel that the light of the fire almost feels like it's inching deeper and deeper into your alley.
It's gonna inch a little bit away from the mouth of the alley.
It's like hunting in the wilderness. You wait, you watch, you follow the patterns.
You play Assassin's Creed in-game, watching so that the known pattern, they've gone out of their way and you have more opportune time. Okay, so once I see him literally cross like this part here, I'm gonna start making my way to the edge and look around.
All right, go ahead and give me another perception check. 15. All right. You
Let's keep it going.
You glance down, and there's from the wall to the actual house is just a line of thick brush and moss that sort of covers the walls and overgrows the ground. There's fungus everywhere. But what you do notice, about 10 feet from you, is what looks to be a ladder posted up against the side of the wall. Once I find things to reveal, there we go.
Oh, so like up against the side of the house.
Yeah.
Neat!
All according to Keikaku.
Do I do it?
Kikaku means
Do
cake.
it.
Cake means plan.
Go
I
ahead.
don't see. I see no people down.
Not that you can see. You don't see anyone.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and start quickly. Let's go up the ladder and get eyes just over the edge.
Yeah, you poke your head up and get to the roof and look around, and it's a fairly mundane roof. There are parts where it jut up higher than the others, and some are a bit dome-shaped for water runoff. But what you do notice, and as you vaguely recall the one time you were actually in the interior of this building talking with Rador, in the center of the building is a small garden courtyard that actually has no roof, which is right here.
But there's no one on the roof.
You don't see anybody on the roof. It's fairly like flat for the most part. You can see in all directions. There's not a whole lot to hide up here. You can take that for what it's worth.
Spider crawl.
But you do know there is essentially a hole in the ceiling into the building.
At this point, it is dark out, right?
Yeah, we're
And there's no illumination on the roof itself.
beyond moonlight. No, there's nothing.
Okay, I'll risk it for the biscuit. Like I said, spider crawl.
All right.
We flatten myself down.
Creep up and sort of low crawl slowly, and I'm not going to reveal the map at this point because there's no ceiling, there's no roof.
Right,
They're all rooms.
I understand. Yes, this is all rooms. This is more me just making sure that there is in fact it's all roof other than what's.
Yep. And from what you can tell, it is. You sort of do you go pretty much to the center where that.
Yeah, I want to go to the edge.
Yeah,
and just kind of look in.
You creep up to the edge and you peer over and you hear trickling, like a low trickle of water from a fountain you recall that was there when you had conversation with Rador. And just as overgrown as the rest of the grounds, you do see 2 stone benches, and you do mark 2 arch doorways that exit from this area. And they're arches, they are not actually closed off.
Okay. But nobody's in the center area right now?
No, there's no one there.
Okay. I think I have as good a point of entry as we're gonna get, in my opinion. So I'm gonna begin working with the timing to get myself back to my friends.
All right. In the interest of time, in the checks that you've made this far, you say you slowly but easily navigate your way back to your group after what feels like an absolute eternity for the rest of you sitting back there, counting the times this guard passes, every now and again hearing footfalls, wondering if it's going to be Locke turning that corner. Eventually he does return.
Oh, well, I heard no commotion, so that's good.
Fortunately, it was pretty easy.
Find anything noteworthy? Not so noteworthy?
The opening in the wall that I found is about 10 feet wide. When you go in there, there's a chicken coop immediately to your right that could be relatively easily hidden behind if necessary. The grounds as a whole are completely overgrown. And we have a ladder that we could actually take to get onto the roof. We want to take a center point entry.
And then we could... Are you talking about the courtyard?
Yes.
We could use the ladder after we climb it, pick it up, and use it to climb down into the courtyard.
Precisely my thinking.
And we could also use the ladder to get up over the outer wall later on if we need to.
You do have a good brain in between your heads some days.
Some days are better than others.
Was there light coming from the inside? Is anyone awake?
I didn't see anyone other than the outside, and the lights that we have already seen from the outer area is all that I've seen.
So
That's correct, right? I didn't see any extra light sources coming in when I was looking down in the courtyard.
Some of the windows you probably thought, or you probably saw like glimpses of like candlelight or maybe sconce or 2 lit from inside.
Okay.
And that matches up what you guys saw from across the street. There did appear to be lights on inside, but Locke didn't see anybody from where he was.
We should still watch for those who may be inside to see us through windows.
Of course. And I point out tell them that, I'd seen that guard right out there outside the ground level.
Okay.
Now, I didn't go around to look further into the front, admittedly. Once I saw that ladder, it seemed the best case of entry point at this point.
Seems good to me. I think we all should make for it together.
I agree.
I'd prefer one at a time.
This is true.
At least to get in the through the hole. And then we can stick to the plan of if someone gets caught, then distraction.
Well, not all of us are as quick on our feet as Locke.
No, but better something like that than all four of us bumbling around each other.
I believe we take this approach in the exact opposite direction that we did last time. I will be the last to go, so that if one or multiple of you get caught, you can be the distraction. I will go it alone. Try to find the notes.
I don't feel comfortable with this plan, because if I get caught, I can't escape. If I get caught alone, I'm not a fighter like some of you. I do my best, but...
Do you want someone to go with you then?
I would feel...
Like at least one other person?
I would feel more comfortable if at least one other person went with me.
I'm gonna lean on Malvhor, very similar to how I was earlier. It's like, Cirions got you, father. Okay,
Okay, kid.
I'll go in with Malvhor.
I'll go after.
And I will bring up the rear. If you successfully make it in, I would strongly advise getting into the undergrowth as quickly as you can.
Behind the chicken coop. Right?
Or in the foliage to your right. As you turn in. There's several thick areas that will be useful for hiding. The chicken coop, you do run the risk of seeing that god. I had no problems, but it is another potential point of failure for us. I believe the best method shall be wait for one pass, the next group goes.
Sounds...
Stay hidden in there. If we hear anything, we'll know that something went wrong. If you do get caught, make it loud.
How muddied are our like cloaks and feet and whatnot from the muck of the sewer?
I mean, they're pretty caked on.
Oh, it's caked, so it's not still like slimy wet or whatever.
Gross.
No, since it's been night. I mean, they're getting there. They're not. You're not gonna be making like too much like slurping noises walking around. You're not gonna be Squidward. But since you weren't out in like the daylight with the sun, it is slowly drying in the cool evening air.
I'll take what I can and cover up as much as my face as possible.
Okay.
Maybe I'm gonna throw up in my mouth a little bit, I'm not gonna lie.
Just wiping sewage all over your face.
Faye's gonna do all of it, and then she'll just look at all of you staring back at her and go, I've been through worse.
I think Malvhor would also be paled at this and be like, ooh, okay.
And and after my face, I'll try to do even more around me to just try to hide exactly who I am and what I look like and stuff.
Guerrilla warfare don't give a fuck. All right.
Let's
So we've got the drunks. We have the drunks, the gorilla fighter, and the thief.
Perfect.
That sounds about right.
There you go.
That sounds like a great novel.
Okay, kid.
Ooh, it does.
On the next pass, kid, let's go.
All right. So the plan is to follow the guard or go in the opposite direction of them this time.
I'm going to mimic what. I would like to.
Just so I'm clear.
Yeah.
I don't do what I did last time.
I believe for you two in particular, going in the opposite is going to be better luck for you.
Okay, I'm glad you said that, because I don't think Malvhor would have had a reason to deviate from what you did if you didn't say that.
Because I do not trust your luck to fall in marching band line despite being a bard.
I follow my own drum. Yeah,
Yes.
so we'll wait for him to pass our alley, going the opposite way, and then we'll break for the opening in the wall.
All right. Wait a few more moments, and at this point, you've probably been out staking out this building probably for the part of like an hour and a half.
Oh gosh.
Sorry.
No, this is a stealth mission. It requires info and recon.
Yeah.
We cannot bum rush this.
Truth.
Some of you are trying to continue to be loose and warm, though it's it's spring hitting summer, but in the evening and after dredging through a sewer, the cool night air is beginning to get to you, and on occasion you swear you see your breath. But every now and again, you hear the footfalls of the guard making their rounds. This time you see the light creep in and shift past as he moves past you.
Hey, we break for it.
All right. As you jut out at a bit more of a heightened pace, go ahead and give me checks.
Is this where Crumbles?
As you've left your cover and left your long
Oh.
stealth sitting. 20 and 13.
I'll take that. It was a good year. 2013.
All right.
Sophomore
Really?
to junior year of college?
You guys
Yeah, to be fair, that did kind of suck.
step out and immediately start heading the opposite direction down this pathway to the back of the building, back of the walls, as conveniently as your feet are a little clumsy. Some of you are a little bit more defter than others, but thankfully the layer of mud and muck on the bottom of your boots is enough to soften your footfalls. You don't make too much noise. Nothing out of the ordinary, at least. As you get to the corner at the back wall. And at that point, all the guards are going to move. Do their round of movement. They progress again, now that you're at the corner. Look your head down. Seems clear. You can see the opening in the wall that Locke explained to you.
Okay, so are we only moving 30 feet around, or is this almost like initiative?
This is pseudo-initiative, so if you want to dash, you can.
Okay, I don't want to dash because that'll break stealth.
Yeah, me either.
So I only got 30 feet to walk up to, essentially, to the edge of the wall.
Okay. Give them one more.
Crossing my fingers I don't see a god pop up. Oh, fuck.
As you
Well,
see a
guess we kill him.
torch round the corner, though in the place where you are currently is sort of dead shadow. There's no light beyond the moonlight, so your eyesight and what vision his torch is casting isn't reaching you, and it is low light out.
I'm just gonna go for it and go through the hole in the wall, get to the underbrush there. 25 feet of movement.
Price, wait for Cirion.
On my ass,
Okay.
kid. On my ass.
Cirion doesn't roll that way, but okay.
You hear the footfalls echoing from the alleyway as you make your way through, and you see the light licking in from the opening in the wall.
Just gonna hide in this underbrush and wait for him to turn back around.
The long silence.
I don't like this.
Is that me now?
This night's never gonna end.
Oh.
So you hear the footfalls begin to click away.
Okay. Whew. Okay. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and just go around the corner and wait at the base of the ladder in the brush here.
Staying where you are, Cirion.
No, I'm gonna try and stay as close to Malvhor as I could. Sorry, I was adjusting my charger.
Okay. You guys sit there, or you continue to progress?
I'm not gonna progress any further than this.
Okay.
Not unless I hear something go wrong, or the rest of the party arrives.
Okay. Locke and Fig.
I will tail him like Locke did.
Okay. You guys are going individually?
Yes.
Okay.
Malvhor needed a babysitter.
Fig, you step out as the guard passes through. Go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Do I use inspiration or no?
Well, I mean, chances are you roll higher, but when I thought that, I rolled lower. It's a hard decision, yeah.
It's what the hell, I'll use it. This is probably the time to do so. Come on, +5. Fuck.
Oof.
Okay.
Wait! Have viewer inspiration from Paul.
Yeah, that's a
Can I use
D4.
that?
That's a D4.
You can add a D4.
You know what? Might as well.
Might as well.
I
Hey!
almost have the same roll. Okay, well,
Close enough.
it could have been worse.
Well, he's going to make his perception check because he is actively patrolling.
He's gonna get a natural 20 and be like,
Is it
he's gonna sniff the wind.
possible
There are 4 people here.
to like hold an action as I move behind him?
Sure. Yeah. What's the action you're holding?
The moment he is aware of my presence, I want to get him in a chokehold and knock him out.
Okay. So. Okay.
Unless
essentially you're holding a grapple.
Yes.
Mechanically, you're holding a grapple.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's what I did last time, and that's how it was ruled.
Oh.
You step out, and you attempt to follow him and try and be as quiet as you can. Go ahead and give me an acrobatics check.
Oh no, I don't like that.
Are you trying to match his footfalls?
Yeah, I'm
Okay, yeah,
just trying to be.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, acrobatics.
Would I?
That's
Well,
what
it's
you
too
have me
late.
do too.
It's too late. I already said that.
Yeah.
So.
Not bad, not bad.
Okay.
I'm just kind of like.
Ooh.
For the interest of time, I'm just going to narrate instead of moving every 30 feet.
Yeah.
That's fine.
You step out behind him, and you slowly, like, low walk behind him, trying to match his footfalls. Every now and again, you either mistime it, or he, like, sort of stutter steps or stops unexpectedly, and you have to stop and catch yourself. And it's to the moment where you actually let him begin to get a little bit further ahead of you, just so
Okay.
you're not breathing down his neck and potentially making unwanted noise.
Right.
He begins to round the corner and then stops completely unexpectedly, as this isn't part of his route, stopping here, and he takes his torch and actually places it on the ground and kneels down and is tightening the sabatons that he is wearing on his as part of his armor.
Okay.
His leather straps is tightening. This marching, this walking. Only we can get better gear from Minas Tirith. God. Bends down. grabs the torch, hefts it up, and reaches it back behind him, which immediately you feel a warm glow wash over you.
Mm-hmm.
You doing anything? Maintain
I'll-
your hold.
Yeah, I'll lean back and maintain my hold. I'm channeling hunting in the wilderness, being right behind prey and being quiet.
Yeah, fucking Rambo over here.
Pretty.
I move so imperceptibly slow. I am invisible.
I'd rather be silent and wait and see before acting rashly.
Sitting in the dark as he sort of stretches the torch behind him and glances up, the warm light drifts across the wall and then slowly illuminates a section where you're standing, and you step back a bit into the shadow.
Mm-hmm.
But those that would be, as the camera sort of like sets on you and follows it, he sees a shimmer of yellow cross your eyes.
Shit.
What?
Nothing. Keep going. I panicked.
Sort of
Camera
stretches
sees you, he doesn't.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. I
I'm
see.
saying you have nifty animal eyes.
Because I do. Why?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He stretches and like holds the torch and like pulls it up and looks up the wall. I think our glory days are behind us. He keeps walking his route. As he walks over past the hole in the wall that you've been told about, and you heft over as he finishes his route. Where do you go?
This is some overgrowth to hide in right here, right?
It matches what Locke told you, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's where I recommended.
I tuck and roll.
Stealth roll. Literally a stealth roll. Alright. You heft over into the brush, unseen. Locke.
I'll wait for him. Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
Yeah.
no, I assumed you were staying put, sorry. Anything?
No, you know what? I'll stay there. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll wait until Locke shows up and then I'll press forward to meet.
Yoinky over there. Alright. Locke, are you gonna rinse and repeat essentially your last route?
Yes.
Alright. Stealth check and acrobatics check.
Here I was hoping that I did such a good job last time, I'd just muscle memory it.
You know what?
Kidding.
You know what? I'll say you can give those both an advantage. You've matched this guy.
Oh, that's yeah. Nice. You got this.
Stealth,
18.
18.
Okay.
Acrobatics, 17.
Okay.
Ironically, my first roll was better between the two both times anyways. But
Look, but if I did it with a 13 and 14.
It's almost step for step, but there is a moment where you're almost doing it too well, and you're like gaining ground on him, and you're like going, okay, let's move this, let's go, and you, with ease, get back inside the house grounds alongside Fig, assuming you get there and don't go
Yeah.
to the chicken coop. Okay.
yes. Reunited, and it feels. I imagine we go move over with them.
And it feels so good.
All right. You all, yes, Lindsay?
Stopped working.
You can't hear us?
Huh?
That's a no.
That's a no.
No, I can hear you, but not through my headphones, and yet it's still protecting. Keep going.
This night will never end.
No.
Talk amongst yourselves.
The night of technical issues.
No, keep going. I can
Yeah,
still.
I'm about to get there. The four of you reconvene as Locke is the last in and sort of shuffles past you through the growth and right at the base of the ladder. I'll move Fig for the sake of it.
You can't hear yourself as echo, right?
No.
Nope.
Okay.
Okay, up the ladder then.
Yeah.
Is the how tall is the wall compared to the roof on this side?
The wall is definitely shorter than the actual building itself. I'll say that the walls are probably about 8 to 10 feet or so, and the building's probably at 15 feet at the most.
Okay.
So it does. So if you were to stand on top, you could see out over the wall, but not so high where the wall does provide a blind spot.
What I was thinking here at this point was, do we need to wait and follow light through the torches to make sure people aren't going up with torchlight directly on them on the ladder?
Okay, all fixed.
Yeah, if you were on top of the roof, you could see the glow from the torches, but you can't see the individual itself. You just sort of see moving orange light.
Right. What I'm saying is there a point where like the ladder itself would be illuminated by these torches?
No.
Okay, that's what I was trying to figure out, was if we needed to stagger getting people up.
Yeah, no.
Okay, then I explained to them the exact same thing I did. Climb up, flat on your stomach. Start crawling towards the middle.
Malvhor's a good soldier. He goes up flat on his stomach.
Okay.
Same.
I would prefer Vig be last so that she can pull the ladder up.
Yep, I can do that.
He's just so strong, just like woo, woo.
One by one, you all clamber up the ladder and get as flat as you can on the roof. Fig, you climb up, crouch down, and just grab the ladder and hoist it up and lay it as flat as you can. There's a little bit of an overhang, just how the roof works. So think about a foot of the ladder actually overhangs the roof. So if somebody walking by, they could potentially see it, but there's no ladder there. So if they have any memory of that.
Yeah.
But you are all on the roof.
Okay.
Now we lower the ladder into the garden.
I was gonna say, I want to see, is there anybody in the garden before we drop the ladder into the garden?
Yeah, I want to try to see through the windows that we can see from our vantage point too, if possible.
So there's no windows on the roof.
Well, I mean, looking into the courtyard, in the sides of the.
Okay.
I think it was just those two arches.
There's 2 archway doors that exit the courtyard, so you can try and peer through those without dropping down. That'd be about it.
There aren't any windows on the inside walls. Okay, never mind then.
Not in that courtyard, just the archway doors.
Okay, then never mind. Then that's moot.
Okay, Locke, go ahead and give me a perception check to see if you notice anything as you inspect the area.
Me or Vig?
You.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I can assist if you want.
Remove advantage, perception.
10. You look around.
It was gonna happen. I had to get an @1 tonight. I've been rolling too well.
At least it was
peer
here,
over.
honestly. I feel like this is the best place to get it.
You peer over and you see the moonlight reflection off of the little pool of water and catch glimpses of your own face. You look around. It's overgrown. It's dark. You don't see anything.
No light coming into here from the archways, right?
No.
Okay. Then I think we're good to drop in.
I will do as instructed.
All right. Fig moves up with the ladder, and slowly lowers it down.
Being as quiet as possible. Huh?
Who's first in?
Oh.
I'll go first in.
All right, Locke goes down the ladder. Your feet meet the ground, and you quickly look through both arches just to make sure nothing is creeping up on you. The one immediately to your left in this particular instance, as you hop down, you see across the way is just another closed door. You don't see anything telling.
That one,
there.
right? Okay.
Yep. And to the right, it just looks like it's a bit of a hallway, blank stone wall interior that seems to progress off to the left and to the right. Who's next?
Malvhor will go next.
Climb down the ladder alongside Locke. Next.
Me.
Cirion. You fill the gap alongside Malvhor and Locke. And then eventually
Hi, boys.
Fig makes her way down, leaving the ladder in place in the courtyard. You are all in that very familiar space that you were several weeks ago, when the last time you spoke with Rador. Nope, not the last time you spoke with Rador. Sorry, the last time you had a conversation that wasn't detrimental to your health in Osgiliath with Rador.
So, we remember where Rador's study was, I imagine.
You never were in it.
Oh, we just came into the front gates and talked to him in the courtyard.
Yep.
Yeah, we don't know where specifically the notes are.
Neat.
Well, then there's only one thing to do, and start to walk around. Explore.
I am saying we go this way, hallway. And I'm gonna poke my head.
That feels right.
Okay.
Does-
Give me a perception check.
Does someone need to stay back to try to, like, keep watch for anyone suddenly being alert outside, noticing the ladder is gone or something?
If you want to do that, I won't tell you no.
I can stay back with my better perception in darkness to try to just be a watcher, if you want. Then it's less people trying to stealth around.
30-20.
I'm always of the opinion, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to be of the opinion to keep all 4 of us together than have one of us separate out. Just because I feel like that's our maximum combat potential if we get in combat. But there is merit to keeping an eye out and having a lookout. And you would be the best to do that with your dark vision.
I'll stay back.
Locke, you poke your head out and glance down the hallway. Immediately to your left is a large archway that opens up into a room that appears that probably at one point it was a dining room of sorts. The stone floor is almost broken up, and there's moss and other various wildlife growing through it. The table itself is smashed, and the chairs are just splintered everywhere. Down to your right, you see a double door along the wall that's immediately across from you that's closed, and then the hallway just eventually ends and juts off towards the right.
Okay, someone want to take a look down the other archway?
Yeah, I'm right here. I'll do it. I'll
It's
go.
like I don't have dark vision, so good luck.
I mean, I don't have dark vision either, but we'll see what I see.
Yeah, it's not.
I'm legally blind.
I was gonna say, it's not dark down there.
Yeah, no, there's no. Go ahead and give me a perception check, Malvhor. Also a 20.
Nice!
You glance out, and immediately across from you is a closed door. But to your left and to your right just appears to be the hallway that goes on, and it looks like it wraps around the courtyard since this is sort of like the center of the house. But immediately to your left, the hallway does end with a door closed.
Okay, I relay that.
And we hear what sounds like anybody walking indoors.
I'll say the two of you, with your 20 perceptions, is that you do hear the sounds of life, essentially. There is occasionally a cough, shifting of weight that you hear the armor, footfalls. You do hear people in here, for sure. But
not like the...
Yeah,
not in the hallway itself.
No, they do sound muffled from time to time.
I think your double doors are the way to go.
That was exactly what I was thinking, especially knowing that this is here already. But, sorry, I guess, so you're saying, at least as best as we can tell with our perception and looking, there's no one walking around this square.
Yeah,
This interior square.
everything you're hearing, it sounds muffled, like through a wall or behind a door or something.
Got it.
In the hallways.
Do the doors open in or out?
Looking at the hinges, they appear to open inward.
I have hesitation.
And if it's double doors, I'd want to, as quietly as I can, open and just peek in a little bit.
You go to open the door, and the handle immediately sticks. It's locked.
Huh.
Not for long.
Lock's locked, Locke.
I'm
I guess I should do something about that lock.
listening intently outside for anything and anyone
Go ahead and
in
roll
the courtyard.
check then.
Sorry.
19. Okay. I will keep that in mind.
Okay.
Good. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I said I'll keep it in mind. That's just like, as you guys are
Right,
doing,
and no,
she's
I'm-
just back there listening.
Lindsay had started to say something. I thought I cut
Oh.
her off.
Sorry.
You go. That's all you.
Okay. Thieves' tools.
14. You slide the tension wrench in the pick, and you definitely move around as you hear the tumblers and the pins moving about as Malvhor is just sort of standing, looking at you, and then back and forth, just trying to keep his head on a swivel. You feel the first 2 pins click into place, and you slide the pick further back as you're just trying to turn the tension wrench and keep those pins in place. Scraping against the metal, it's not moving initially. You loosen up a little bit and slide the pick back and rake it back, and the pin clicks open.
Oh.
What a narrative.
Now it doesn't like open.
No,
it's
no,
it's
right,
a
you're just
spring-loaded door.
saying the lock.
You hear the lock mechanism.
Okay. On that note, once again, try to quietly turn the handle.
Uh-huh.
Paying. Before I even start to push forward to go through, how nasty do these hinges look?
Oh, good question.
You know what? You're a smith. You're familiar with metalwork and mechanics of such as this. Go ahead and give me an investigation check at advantage.
Yeah, A-okay.
There we okay. We're gonna go ahead and crack this open.
You work with weapons and
Slowly.
armor. This is beneath you.
Hinges.
You crack the door open, and you take a glance inside. You see a wooden poster frame, and a couple a glimpse of what appears to be a painting or artwork of some sort. Looks to be a bedroom.
Do I hear any of those signs of life coming from this room? Now that the sound barrier, so to speak, is slightly broken.
You do not, but you do hear a slight echo from down the hall as you hear a door squeak open and shifting of weight. You hear 2 footfalls just sort of come out from the doorway, it seems like. They just sort of walk out from whatever room they are, and you hear a voice echo out. Captain, did you find anything yet?
While I'm aware that this may have just blown our cover doing it, my profession is thievery, so to speak.
Okay.
As soon as I heard that squeaking from door 1,
Yeah.
I'm opening the door that I'm at enough to be able to slip in. Kind of trying to use
Okay.
the sound of that door squeaking to mask anything this door would.
All right, you slip in. Malvhor, you all pretty much heard that echo
Yeah.
out. Malvhor, since you're in the hallway with him, what do you do?
I'm gonna slip in with him. I'm not gonna stay out in the hallway.
I don't know. And you might have doubled back in the courtyard. I don't know.
I mean, that
You-
might have been an option, but I'm slipping in with him.
All right, so the two of you slip inside. Fig and Cirion, you're still back in the courtyard. What?
I thought I was alone.
I don't know. Cirion's been sitting there the whole time, so I don't know. I haven't heard one thing what he's doing.
I'm just gonna be kind of like on the outside, like my back up against the door, kind of like keeping like if they have an eye that way, I'm gonna keep an eye the other way.
Okay.
In the hallway?
Yeah.
Okay.
In case anybody decides to be like, "Hey, what are you doing?"
Did we hear that then, or did I hear that too from the courtyard?
Yeah, you pretty much all heard it. There was no attempt of it being quiet. It was just shouted out into the hallway. Captain, did you find anything yet?
Space to hide in the courtyard? That looks.
I mean, it's overgrown. There's brush. You can definitely try and hide and obscure yourself.
Hide in
fact
the...
that there's a ladder
Shit,
there.
So
Yeah.
I am covered. Yeah.
Just stand in the corner covered in just shit behind a bush. And they just come in the courtyard. Just see you.
I'm going to. I'll wait. Yeah, I'm just. I mean, I'm still listening intently, so I'll be listening to see what that person does too, I guess.
All right, the two of you slip inside to this bedroom, and you do see a decent-looking bed, 4-post bed frame for what it is. It's been here for probably how long since it's been sacked. Rador lived in here for a period of time, so it is in decent condition. You do note a sort of like not foot locker, but like a chest of sorts immediately to your left, a large wardrobe to your right, and flanking you immediately are two doors. As you immediately slip inside and close the door behind you quietly.
You get the chest, I get the wardrobe. Okay.
Captain! Did you hear me? As Fig, you hear the footsteps move a bit further, and you actually, with that perception check, would see an individual. Whoops. Not. Oh, shit. I put him on the map layer. He's not the map.
And you'll question why I wanted to face the other way.
As you see him sort of like his profile looking down the hallway towards the right. Captain! I haven't found anything. Have you?
Hiding.
No, sir. I can check with the others. Good. Keep searching. I'm sure.
That Captain Durgon. We should spank him.
I'm sure there's other. I'm sure there's other
Come here,
things in
boy.
here that might be of interest. Don't cease the search. Yes, sir.
I am going to relock the door.
Ooh. I'm going to open the wardrobe.
Wardrobe is locked.
Who locks a wardrobe?
People hiding things.
I'm not skilled enough to unlock it.
Is it hard for me to re-trigger the lock, or is it like literally as simple as a catch on the
it's
side?
It's just a catch. You don't even need a fix for it. It's just turning something.
I'm just gonna let Locke know wardrobe's locked. I assume the chest is also locked.
It is indeed.
Okay, heads or tails?
Heads.
Tails.
So they didn't look into
All right,
the courtyard
wardrobe.
when they came out?
They didn't what?
They didn't look into the courtyard through the archway when they came out?
No.
Okay. I'm still gonna hide, like I said.
I figured.
Okay.
So I'm going for the wardrobe.
Okay. Go give me thieves tools check.
He's cool. He's a cool thief.
$13. You slide it in, moving around. You get the feeling that this lock's actually busted and stuck in place.
Duly noted. Do I have a chance to go to the chest now?
Sure, if you want.
I'm just saying, like, the door didn't just come flying open or anything while I was doing
No.
that?
Hey!
Nothing, yeah, nothing opened.
Okay, same thing with that then.
24. You quickly pick the lock and you swing it open. You do initially find some old clothes and old sheets for the bedding, but you do find a leather pouch that has 2 gold in it, that actually have the visage of one of the early kings, and it's also been worn away to the point where it's hard to tell who, but it's definitely a lot older. And you find 1 vial of Athelas salve.
Ooh.
Yes.
I'm gonna listen at the door on the western side of the room and see if I hear anything on the other side.
Go ahead and give me a perception check. 20, listening. Don't hear anything. Seems quiet.
I'm gonna turn to Locke and we'll say this room seems clear, and I'm gonna try the handle, see if it's locked or not.
It opens.
Okay.
I also, when he tells me he's doing that, warn him that that's there's a guard on the other side of the door in there for sure.
Noted.
Like facing out to the outer courtyard, just as a reminder.
Appreciated, and I'm gonna just try to mimic what I saw Locke do. I'm just gonna peek in there.
Yeah, you peek on in and take a look, and it looks to be a desk, a bookcase, and catch a glimpse of another painting of sorts.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and open the door all the way and enter.
Fig, at this point, you hear 2 more doors squeak.
What direction?
Both.
Do I see anything?
Both directions.
Oh, of the archways.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do I see anything going on, happening?
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Okay.
I'm sure you saw them walk out of that room. That was right there.
I mean, like anything else. 17.
17. Nothing crosses the doorway.
Sweet.
I'm going to check the desk to see if I can find the notes or if anything important is here.
Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Okay.
I know the lock was on the wardrobe. Like, is it just...
Oh!
Oof.
Oof.
Was it like one of the ones where it's like literally built into the drawer, or something that has like a padlock and that's what...
No, it's built in.
Okay.
So I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
The sounds that I just heard, does it sound like they're just making their rounds then? Like through the hallway of going in and out of rooms?
You heard 2 doors open.
Okay.
And
From each
then-
direction.
Yes.
Okay.
And then you do hear several footfalls in the shifting of armor clanging, a couple of sighs, and you hear the footfalls echo through the hallways. Any luck? Nothing new. All right. Is now the voices seem to move, and they now sound like they come from the top arch from your perspective.
Uh-oh.
On.
SpaghettiOs.
I'm going to...
So, with all due respect, I think we've picked this place pretty clean. Just gather what we found and review it back at the Bastion. Yeah,
Wait,
perhaps you're right.
Cirion, I think they
Seem to be
need a
in-
distraction to not
Doesn't
go
seem to be
that
any.
way.
Not
There don't
go
appear
that
to be
way?
any. There don't appear to be any signs of a Cirion coming through here. Rador did leave a bunch in there. Yes, let's gather what we found in the study, and we can go about our business for the day.
I think
Very
I'm
well,
in.
Captain.
Yeah, I think you're in. Shit.
Right away, Captain Turgon.
Need a sound from the other archway to not have them go up that way that they went. What do I have?
Is there a rock or anything that I can throw?
Yeah, that's what my first thought was.
I'll say the nature of the fact that it's so overgrown and unkept in here, sure.
Okay. I'm going to pick up a rock and throw it in the archway so they don't go that way.
Which archway?
Which one is it on the map here?
There are two.
For what purpose? There's two. There's one.
I'm trying to lead them away.
So you want to throw the rock towards the arch to get them to go there?
Yes.
Not through the courtyard, though.
Right.
I would say if the voices traveled in from Fig's perspective. Oh no!
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
We're so big.
He's back. He's back.
Maybe.
He's kind of back.
Almost.
Almost.
Here we are.
I would say the voices you heard moved to where they predominantly like they're coming through, mostly, for lack of a better term, the north one. So if you wanted to lead them towards away from there, would be the south one.
Like throw the rock and have it ping like down in this corner to make them loop back around. I think, right? That's how I understood the noises.
That's what I think. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you throw a rock and you hear it clink around the corner as it echoes through the hallway, and you hear the rest stop and shift. What was that sound?
I'm still hiding.
I gathered.
Making sure.
While this is going on,
Okay.
if this is possible, what I was going to do while they're doing that is try to wedge my broadsword in that and gradually apply pressure until I can possibly get it to break open.
Go ahead and give me a strength check as the rock clatters around the corner. What was that? You two, take a look. We're gonna retrieve what we found and we can be out of here.
No, not all of them.
As you hear footfalls pull away, 10. Pull the sword and you hear the wood creaking, but this is well made and sturdy. It's not budging. As the two footfalls seem to edge away, and you hear one other one head up. You hear a jumble of metallic sounds. Malvhor with a natural 1 for a total of 10. You're going through papers. It's just riddled with stuff. And you're going through books and flipping through it, looking for something familiar. And there's a certain point where you just start grabbing things and stowing them from what you can. But it's difficult in this organized mess to know what you're looking for beyond what you originally gave Rador.
Yeah, I'll just grab everything I can.
As you're grabbing things and Locke is pulling on this wardrobe, Fig, you hear metallic clank and shift of a small object and a slight scrape of metal on metal.
Oh.
As the door is unlocked. Locke, you hear the door unlock itself.
I'm
Did I happen to hear the voices from the other side of the door?
Muffled, I'll say yes.
Did I hear the name?
Give me a perception check.
I'm going to start climbing the ladder and wait at the top.
Okay.
Quietly.
16, I'll say yes.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
As you hear the door unlock and the door open up, and you see standing before you, scarred faced and hair back, a very tired looking Captain Turgon, though with your standing sort of plainly out in the open with your sword sort of reverse gripped, looking at the wardrobe. You lock eyes with him, and he goes, "Well, this was the last place I'd expect to find you." And that's where we're gonna end.
I was ready to fucking roll with this too.
We were doing so good.
This is literally what I was hoping for at this point. It's like, hello there. We're absolutely gonna Kenobi this to start.
General
the next
Kenobi.
session.
Hello there.
So, sorry we ran long. That was a very intricate scenario.
I mean,
was fun.
I think we did it very well.
Especially given the chaos we started with for the night.
Yeah. There were 3 intentional ways into here. So you guys picked the quietest.
Finally.
and actually succeeded on it so far. But
So far.
Locke now sees Captain Turgon.
And I'm just in the other
I'm on
room
the
just
Fun.
gathering papers.
Yeah.
Yep.
I do
I'm
have
like-
a question just to help my preparation mentally for next week.
Okay.
Were there windows in this room?
There are 4.
Is that what those
in
2?
fact.
That's what those
Yeah.
are. Okay.
They're probably a bit. They're like a little. They're reachable. They're a little small. You'd have to squeeze through, but they are there.
And are
The
they
win-
glass? Are they intact?
No, they're window arches.
Oh, so it's just open.
It's just open air. Medieval fantasy with no air conditioning or heating. They just need to have air just flowing in and out.
I'm on top of the roof holding the ladder, just waiting for people to come up.
I'm also admittedly taking for granted the fact that this was previously a king's abode, that there may have been glass just out of,
Fair.
I have this, you don't.
There. It probably did at one point, but since Osgiliath got sacked and
Yeah.
this area was ransacked, it was probably all broken and just never replaced.
2 then, right here in the study.
Those ones are actually shuttered.
Oh, perfect.
It's all right. I've got ideas now that I can sit here and start planning on, other than the fact that it's obviously going to start with a Kenobi moment.
You guys got this far,
Kenobi.
so we'll see where this goes next week. So thanks for joining us. You guys enjoyed it. We'll see you
Oh
next
boy.
week. Stay proficient, everybody, and hopefully they don't die next week.